what it is. That's right. Father Moo in the church. You know what I'm looking at here, don't you? I can't believe I never saved it into the synth. Did I never? Maybe I saved it into patch 99. Did I? No. Gotta drop it in there. It's the very first community patch, the so-called Ultra Rhythm, which took me so long to figure out, or had so many people screaming at their monitors. Well, get ready to scream at your monitors again, because we have another community patch. That's right. I haven't been authorized to reveal too much about the author. Let's just call him Jordan. He wrote in. He must have listened to a stream or two, and he wanted to share a patch with the group, which he customized specifically for the micro modular. How nice of him. So that one is called O2P Click Chick, I guess. And let's load it up. This is my first time to hear it. Here we go. Yep, put it right there, baby. Oh, man. Awesome. He must use a bigger monitor than me because everything's all spread out, but let me try to drag some little bits a little bit closer together so we can see what's happening. For now, let's just listen to the sounds. Close to the max. He's got 99.8%. 3 drum synths down here. What are they wired into? Okay. It's just chaotic drum madness, but I love it. He's also running it in stereo. You'll have to appreciate that on your own systems when you download the patch yourselves. I think I'm seeing some of the rationale behind why or how he arranged his modules, which I'm kind of ruining by moving them, but you can see how he thinks. He's got these little groups together. Here he's got well, he's got the quantizers together. He's helpfully labeled this one snare pitch gen and hi-hat pitch gen to tell you what exactly he's doing. And here's his little effects section at the end with a digitizer and a chorus. He's doing some stuff with panning, which again we can't really wrap our heads around. I don't even know if that made it any clearer, but at least the things are a bit closer together now. I'm sort of hearing a rhythm, and then I hear like the arrhythmic bits. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The rhythm's definitely there in the snare, and then some of the kicks are kicking outside the rhythm. Okay, I don't know how much of a good job I'm going to be able to do analyzing this. What about the knob situation? He doesn't seem to have used the morph knobs, which is fine. It's his call. But let me kill some cables and see what we get. Here's just the audio channel. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so I can hear myself. See, he's mapped these to a morph group, but they don't have a knob, do they? It says morph group 1, but then morph group 1 doesn't have a knob assigned. I guess I'll just assign knob 1 to it. We'll see what that does. So that's just the volume going up a bit. green knob, so I gotta put that on knob 2. See if I get something out of that. I don't exactly know what. One of the LFOs is slave to it as well. Let's adjust them in relation to each other. Keep watching this little knob area up here. Sometimes he's got, this is just a logic processor that's not connected to anything, so I definitely don't know what to think about that. This one looks like a naming box, snare, trig, pool. Maybe he thought about using this and didn't need it. I don't know. I'm going to try assigning a knob here, but again. Turning them both to the right seems to make it even more chaotic. That percussion that sounds like a little dinky bell more. Having the red one all the way to the right seems to cause the sequence to like re-trigger at the beginning. I just love the crazy chaotic nature of this stuff, man. I like the fact that someone can use the same thing I've used for over a decade and do something that's so far out of my brain that I can't even comprehend it. I was trying to do red wires. Let's look at yellow. So he's done a lot with logic here. When you compare it to control, it's a lot less. So where a Frank-made patch, a Father Moo patch, might have a lot of blue cables doing random LFOs, this particular one, he's generating a lot of the weirdness of the sequence with these logic processors you see here, his clock divider. He's actually patching in the outputs of the clocks, and then when I turn the red knob, I'm mixing how much of those clocks are being allowed into this output, which has been labeled gain control 1, so yeah. Oh, that's actually triggering one of the drum synths. So yeah. So he's basically generating a bunch of crazy ass clocks, allowing you to mess with the randomness of those clocks, and then that clock will trigger one of the multiple drum synths that he's got going. Oh, this might work. Let's try muting some drums and see what we hear. That was the kick. So I'm hearing a snare, which I've just muted, and this plinky guy here is the last real voice. Cool, so at least we can hear this. They're labeled preset none. He might have started at a preset, but as soon as you tweak one knob, the Nord won't call it that preset anymore, just to let you know that it's been tweaked. But that's not really here nor there. So let's listen again. Here's just the kick. And I'm going to move the knobs a bit. So it's messing not just with how it triggers, but how the pitch control messes with that as well. Where does this cable go? They're not. Oh, yeah. See. So at some point it reaches the pitch input of this drum synth. So he's doing a lot of processing to get to that point. Let's twist the knobs again. It's like dun. It's like flams or like extra hits. So that's the kick drum. Let's hear the snare and twist the knobs again. So we got, seems like a few more hits when the knobs are to the right, and the amount that the pitch is adjusted is also being messed with. And let's add Mr. Plinky over here as well, do the same thing. He's very affected by the digitizer that's at the end of the circuit because he's got a very highly pitched frequency. I like that sound. I was looking up this Eurorack module from Nonlinear Circuits called Tinkle, which is based on an old instrument called the Pygmy Gamelan, and I'm getting some of the vibes of that from this. Yeah. Anyway, what a weird patch, but I love it. Very aggressively arrhythmic. It has a feel of being on beat, then has the extra hits in there that says no, we'll never actually follow this beat. Really neat stuff. I actually think both this one and the other one, Ultra Rhythm, I want to come back to them in another cast and adjust them and mess with them. But for today, I think I'm just going to let this one stand on its own two weird feet and be weird, and yeah, awesome. Sorry, I'm just messing with this shaper. Sorry, I was just hitting undo. So, again, knob 1 is wired into the shaper. So I think that should cause it to, change the setting. But everything seems to be set to log 2 to log 2, so... Anyway, I twist the knob and nothing happens to the shaper. But look what happens when I click the buttons. Just listen to the kick drum. It's a totally different sound. I don't know if this is what... perhaps if Jordan built this patch on a full Nord Modular, it may have a button that you can map so that he can scan between these settings rather than a knob like mine. But it certainly sounds to me like you can get a lot of sound variation out of this setup, and it was assigned to a morph group. Maybe he had it on his modulation wheel, for example. So there's a lot of hidden and weird variation in here that I'm not getting. Maybe again because I only have the micro modular, but it's okay. At least with the circuit here in front of me, I can dig into that. I can see that he added it to the morph group, so he wanted to, have it morphed, have it messed with. I love that middle one. This one too is heavily distorted, and this one is just fully resnored. I don't know, they all sound cool to me, but I like the middle one. Point being, I was even talking to my buddy saying I should set up a Patreon for this this stream, and he's like, well, what do you need to portray on for? And I said, well, maybe I could get a Nord Modular G2 or something else, a full Nord Modular, although I prefer a G2, and use that and stream that. And my buddy said, you're not so crazy after all, but he didn't kick in any money, so it's all good. I'm just messing around. I don't think I'm at Patreon levels yet of content, but I'll keep on cranking it out. I just want to say how awesome I think it sounds with this one. Wait, maybe I should mess with these shapers. I can also tell you, yeah, see it? It's totally bringing up the dinky bell in the mix here. And shaper is a knob I know very little about. I can tell it does the linear or logarithmic curve to the signal. But I guess it's being an audio signal which is being shaped, at least in this case. So mono to self, use shaper more in the audio chain. Even if you don't know what it does, just add it and see how it changes things. So yeah, one more shout out to Jordan. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Please share more patches in the future, more crazier, more messed up, and if you can adapt them to the micro modular, or at least try, it helps, and I'll try to get there if I can. Hope I didn't miss anything with the knobs on this one. I hope I covered everything. I hope nobody's screaming at their screens, but thanks again, and I'll let this play for a bit. We'll be back with another stream very soon. See you on Patreon. Don't forget to tip your ball bearer. Cheers. Oh, of course. Gotta save it in the synth. Oh, I just overwrote his original version. I'll be sure to back it up into the from the email into our archive. Don't worry about that. Put him in. So we'll be loading the community patches starting at 99 in reverse order, just so we have them. Thanks again, everybody. Father Moo.